Hey, folks, welcome to Good News York. I'm Matt Mazur from Growth Mode Content, and this is our 99th
We are so
episode.
close. I feel
We are
bad.
so close, in fact, that we were actually thinking today was the 100th, and then
I
Danny's
know.
like, hey, guys, actually.
I told our guest yesterday, I said, I'm so sorry you were one off, but 99's still cool. It's, it's Wayne Gretzky's number. I was off. This is definitely 99.
Hiding the spiky hair this morning,
I am hiding it.
but he's rocking a Syracuse hat, at
Yeah, I
least,
got my
for
new
once.
Hughes hat, by the way.
He finally
Shout out.
figured out how to do the local virtue signaling.
Yeah,
Trying to teach him for months.
Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
This is not Ithaca.
And I color coordinated, too, for you.
I love it, buddy.
You know.
I love it. Mike, go ahead and introduce our guest again, our returning champion here.
Listen, we are excited to bring back a very special guest from Visit Syracuse.
That's it.
Uh,
Our man Danny is back in studio again.
Dan, you are not only back, but you're looking good. You're looking like things are going well. Welcome back to the show. We love having repeat guests.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, when I got the invite, man, I was pumped up. It's great to be back. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
That's
we love
great,
having
man.
you. We love you.
Danny, if you wouldn't mind, let's just give folks a real quick recap of kind of what Visit Syracuse is, and we don't have to go too in depth, but
Yeah.
give them the spiel.
Visit Syracuse. We're the official tourism agency, marketing agency for Onondaga County, and also in the film realm as well. So we're the official movie development, and televisions, commercials, those sort of things for Onondaga County. We're funded through the tax that's on hotel rooms, the occupancy tax, and a marketing group, but we're also a sales group too. We try to bring large meetings, conventions, sporting events to the area. And we also have a seat at the table with some of the large economic development projects that are, shovels are in the ground. We were part of those at the start. So that's kind of a unique part of our role, but it's something that's come on with time and as we proved our value to the county.
That's awesome. That's really great. And, you're the guys, we talked about this before. I don't remember if it was on the off the air, but I mentioned you have the best job in the world because you just get to promote all the fun stuff. And, as many folks are in a government or pseudo-government role, there's a lot of nonsense. You're over here telling people where the fun's at and all those good times. So I can't say that I'm not a little jealous of you, but
it's a great gig, but the people that work on my team make it a whole lot more fun because we're all competitive, but we're winning a lot of these battles, and it's thanks to my team. I've got a world-class team. I'd put them up against just about anybody.
Yeah, I would agree because every time I see the Visit Syracuse account on social media, I have FOMO. Like I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah.
Which is what you want, That means you're doing your job. I mean, it just you really capture what's going on in Syracuse and why you should visit it. I love it.
yeah. I mean, you so many great. Our good friend Robin is just out there every day. It seems like hitting the pavement and showing off the area and cool things, and I just love it.
Yeah, I think if I start of about a year and a half ago, if I always assess where we're at and maybe what our weaknesses are, and maybe not a weakness, but maybe an area that we needed to really go out and make a bang with was community relations and kind of tooting our horn. We've been very humble for too long, but getting somebody out in the community, and I thought about it for a long time, and I'm like, man, this is a tough gig for somebody. I'm not sure that it's going to take me a long time to find this person. And she landed on my doorstep, and I think I knew within 40 seconds I had to have her, and she didn't come in for that reason. It's just that personality. She's really,
absolutely,
really connected. Represents the brand extremely well.
Yeah,
we couldn't have a better ambassador, honestly.
No, she's wonderful. She was a guest on one of our clients' podcasts not long ago.
Yes,
touting all kinds of great things happening around here, and just like I said, just a great, super impressive team, and we love to see it because it's in all honesty, we have very similar missions, at least with this podcast in your organization, in that we're here to promote the good stuff, and let people know the good stories. And this month we've had close to 1 million views on videos featuring a couple local businesses. And the thing that's blown my mind is kind of the most common comment on both two different places was, I live right near here and I'd never heard of this place. I'm going to check it out.
That's the best.
And that just, that's the whole point.
That is the
It's
whole
like
Yeah.
so many of us are just determined. We got to go to vacation. We got to go to another state. We got to go to the other side of the country. We got to do these things. Like you can drive a half hour and see some of the most incredible things that you're going to wait in line and pay 3 times the price to tour in another state. But anyway, Danny, tell us about some of the things that folks can look forward to. What's coming up maybe this fall, this winter that they might want to check out in our area?
It's obviously a great time of year, fall in Central New York. It's peak season for us. Our October, September. Once that chills in the air, those leaves start changing. We kind of change gears, and it's just promoting all the great things, especially on the agriculture side, getting people to stop at some of these farms and these orchards to maximize their time there, help the local agriculture industry. That's really one of our biggest strengths here is what we have from that side of things. Plenty of conventions coming through town. Syracuse football. We help Coach Brown any way we can because what he's done with that team. Somebody asked me why do you get so involved with athletics, and look at it this way, and Coach Brown mentioned this at my annual meeting, and I kind of gave him the notes. But the year before he came in, football was roughly round numbers $22 million economic impact on the local economy. So think about not just when they're on the road, people are in bars and restaurants. When they're home, you can think obviously it's a massive effect. His first year, that number jumped up almost $40 million.
Wow.
So that's major tourism. So whatever we can do to help him win, we're gonna jump in. Same with basketball. So it's a great time of year. I'm a baseball guy. It's the perfect time of year, right? The Syracuse Mets had a great year. Now we're on to Syracuse athletics, Lemoyne athletics, conventions, fall season. It's just there's just so much going on. I can't point in one direction. It's just a great time of year. It's our favorite. And my team was out doing some great content yesterday, which you'll see on social over the coming days, just to welcome in that fall season and really showcase what we have to do here.
I mean, people don't realize, like people that don't watch sports sometimes don't realize that when a local sports team is doing well on the field and there's excitement around the team, I mean, it's a butterfly effect across the board, and it's better for everybody. It's not just about the games; it's about the excitement in the air. People got a little bit of an extra pep in their step, and Syracuse football, it's felt that way for the last couple of years, thanks to Fran Brown, and
he's different.
He is different, and I think that's part of the excitement. You knew when he came along that you just went, this feels a little bit different than before. Like this and that generates excitement. And then if they start playing well, then the snowball keeps going.
Community pride's through the roof. I would say the Clemson game's probably his signature win. What's the first thing he says when he was being interviewed on TV?
He thanks the Syracuse community.
He thanks the community, right?
And
he's say no more.
That blew my mind. And I'll tell you what, and it's like that with the Bills. That's why it's exciting for the Bills right now. Other teams and other, journalists come to these games and they go, man, Buffalo and, Syracuse, it's got such like a tight, the community is very intertwined with the team. And that's when you're doing it right. When the team and the city feel intertwined. And that's exactly what's going on.
Yep.
I'm just lucky we don't have a Syracuse mafia yet.
I
could just imagine just hordes of people dressed like Otto trying to run down the street.
What would we jump through, though? We can't do tables.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll jump through
that orange suit is hard to navigate.
Recycling bins.
Got to ask our intern. I think he's secretly Otto.
Packets. He might be.
We shouldn't say that on the show.
Syracuse football. Sorry, I get going.
Danny, I gotta ask you because you mentioned the Syracuse Mets, and as you know, they have a naming contest. Just wonder, do you have an entry or what you think the new name of the Mets should be?
I mean, I don't know that my offer carries any weight.
Yes, it does.
Thousands and thousands.
Well, ours didn't. We came up with really great names, and they didn't even listen. So.
Jason Smorrell, right? I had the Smorreals. Hello.
That's actually really good.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
It's kind of neat.
They didn't, but so now we're soliciting any names that anybody wants to come up with.
The Visit Syracuse.
Visitors. I have a German Shepherd. How come there aren't any teams that have a cool Shepherd mascot?
Wait a minute,
right? Just the look of that.
Okay.
So it's maybe not the most, but like the canines or the Shepherds or something.
I have always said that.
I love that.
The breed of dog that always blows my mind is the German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Because that's what the police use because they're the smartest, they're loyal, they're protective. I mean, these people will sniff this cup and then be able to go find me in Ithaca. You
They're
know,
goofy.
it's
They're a little goofy
crazy.
too. You know, my dog
Yeah.
works at golf courses. She's got the best life in the world. You know, ride around a golf cart, swim in the pond, chase a few things,
The Syracuse.
come home, take.
Damn.
And then my kids for some reason they like squirrels. So we were talking about the flying squirrels. It's a inside family joke, but it's a great. I think it was a great move on their part.
Yeah.
We're one of the few, I think maybe 2 or 3 that have the parent name, where others have something that's kind of born in the community. I think that's important. It's
Yeah.
going to help them from a merchandising standpoint. I can tell you as a Yankee fan,
Yeah,
it's really hard for me to buy something Mets.
Sure.
me too.
But if it was neutral, if it was the Squirrels or whatever, you know, the Smorreals,
That makes a lot of
I'm on
sense.
it. Like I
Yeah.
like the Smorreals.
You're absolutely
good.
Thank you. You're absolutely right, because we did a shoot at the
I wasn't even
Binghamton-
thinking about
or
that.
the Syracuse Mets game, and I saw all this great merchandise, but I'm a Yankees fan. I
Yeah,
can't rock
I
that,
can't,
you know.
no.
So, you know, if we had the Syracuse Shepherds, but again, this goes back to what you said earlier about we were talking about community and the team being intertwined.
Yeah.
right. I mean, look what Jason Smorrell and the Syracuse Mets are doing.
Great
They're
move.
including the community, and that's
Yeah, it's a great move. We're happy to be part of that. We're the big sponsor for that. And just the traffic we're seeing from that is great. But it's, again,
yeah,
it's
traffic.
community pride. People are getting involved. They've got a
Yeah.
stake in this now. So I think it's a really brilliant idea.
it was awesome. It was an awesome idea.
I'm excited to see it. I'm not necessarily a baseball guy, but when we went to opening day and had it's just the facility is just absolutely incredible, and everything that they, you know, Jason talked about everything that they do with the different events. and,
Crazy.
like it's
Like
a
Super
blast.
Sunday,
It really
Manic
is.
Monday.
They really figured it
Taco
out, you know?
Tuesday.
You know, I'm a huge. You guys know I coach baseball. I love my baseball, but whenever I go to a game there, I end up seeing very little of it because it's just like a social event, and that's
Yeah.
great. And it appeals to anyone. You don't have to be a baseball fan. Go there and enjoy. And they always have some wacky contests going on.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's really a cool scene.
No, it was a
Love
good
it.
time. It was a good time. Danny, let's talk a little bit about film. There's been some different headlines about different things happening. Give us kind of an update on just the status of the kind of film program that's happening in our area.
Yeah, I think it's really unleashed now. Once the governor, once her budget came out, that announced the tax credits being good through, I think it's 2034, 36, something like that. We had a lot of folks that got to the start gate and just sat there until that was re-upped. So now we're starting to see 3 or 4 productions at a time.
Wow.
We've seen massive private development here with an animation studio and a post-audio production studio downtown. Also down where Case Supply is, those buildings have been repurposed into sound stages just to ramp up for what we see as amazing growth. And then with the new aquarium, the county executive mentioned dovetailing some of the aquarium into the film industry, which makes good sense. So I think we're going places there. We've hired a consultant that's in the industry. You know, we market to those folks, but we're kind of outsiders. So we have somebody on the inside pushing from the opposite direction. So he's been with us for about 6 months, and we're starting to make really good traction. And we were doing great before, but I think over the course of the next few years, I think it's going to grow exponentially, especially with the county putting some more money in to go on top of the state incentive.
That's awesome. What you talked about kind of repurposing these things as sound stages and stuff, and I think we talked about this a little bit previously, but what kind of goes into doing that? Say you've got an existing place and you want to make it ready to shoot in. What do you got to do?
It's not really a tedious process at all. I mean, obviously you want clear span, very few pillars, high ceilings. I mean, adding soundproofing is pretty inexpensive. So it's a process where we come in, we fill out the application, take some snapshots and look at it. But if you have a big open building, those are ideal. I mean, the fairgrounds in a perfect world, if we had a lot more access to that, would be amazing. Obviously, you have tons of events going there, but you think of like the Center of Progress building, that is a nice spot. So Case Supply, that was warehouse space. And,
Gotcha.
So it's transformed into that. So it's not a difficult process at all.
And what do folks do if they want to get into that? Is that something they can reach out to your office?
Yeah,
Is
reach
there
out.
a website? How's it work?
Eric Vinyl on my staff is
Okay.
our VP of film, and he knows the process intimately. He's helped us. During COVID, we had to go around and add a few such as the Red House, the On Center, Civic Center. So we've went into some of those facilities to have alternatives, but we're always looking for unique venues. So I would encourage people, if they think they have something, by all means, reach out to us.
Awesome. That's great to hear. We 10 years ago, when I had my first podcast studio, I interviewed. I wonder if he remembers it, but I interviewed Eric over a decade ago.
Was he shaking?
Incredibly interesting guy.
He really is. I think sometimes he's a little hard on himself, but I take him to meetings and I just let him go. And the stuff that comes out of his mouth, it's fascinating, really.
Yeah.
People are really into it, but he knows the industry. There's really not anyone better than him, and we're lucky he fell into our lap. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Well, let's see. You had one person fall on your doorstep, another fell on your lap.
Well, I went and acquired him. Let me back up. We actually went to the county back in 2018. Joni Mahoney was the county executive at the time, and he was I call him the guy in the broom closet. He worked for county economic development. It was him in a broom closet. That's it. He didn't have any resources, and I went to the county executive and I said, you're doing $5 or $6 million worth of productions here locally. We can do a whole lot better. Awesome. Here's my plan. I need him, and she's was a wonderful leader, and I go to her budget presentation, and I tell this all the time. I'm sitting there picking my nose, and she goes, Danny Leidka's here, and he's going to be taking over film and his Visit Syracuse. And I'm like, wow, well, careful what you wish for. So we had Eric and some of the resources to market that starting in 19, and the rest is history. So we went out and got him. He's a talent.
That's awesome.
And that sounds like a movie. The Guy in the Broom Closet. There's your next film.
I don't think he's kidding. I'm pretty sure that we interviewed him potentially in his office.
Really?
And I remember he just in the middle of the county office. Everything else happened. There's one little tucked away. That's his
awesome.
spot. That was the whole department in the county. Is that one?
It makes him even cooler.
Yeah,
I love it.
No, but it's great to hear. And there's so many things going on. We interviewed Joe Cunningham, who just finished, local guy here who just made a movie, and
can't wait to see that.
And just
Sentinel, shout out.
Talk about building a community. We're able to do that now for that whole industry, which only I'm assuming can make your job easier.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And it's just so cool to see and hear, and then we keep hearing about these things. Oh, here's this movie. It's now on Netflix. That, by the way, that's my house. There's, in the background. I love hearing those stories.
The thing about that too is, it's easy to say that with streaming and the way things have kind of rapidly changed, that the film industry is moving out of the whole everything's in LA or New York, and people are going to different states for tax credits. But, the filming in Syracuse was going on before that started. And American High has a lot to do with that. But,
sure.
This area was a little bit on the map. And now
because it's gorgeous. That's
the
thing. It's always been a beautiful backdrop for anything.
Yeah. Well, Hollywood became Hollywood because of the weather. They couldn't shoot here year round. It was originally supposed to be in this area.
Well, and I think, and Danny can probably speak to this a little bit, but it was a little bit of a perfect storm where the costs in California and all that got so high.
Right.
And New York saw that and said, hey, there's an opportunity to draw that business in. And then the county doubled down on it.
Yeah.
And now we're,
I feel like a big turning point.
Now we're booming. I don't know. Is that an accurate description?
Yeah, and I think the part of that doesn't get a lot of attention. You referenced American High. Obviously, they're doing wonderful things there.
Yeah.
But initially, when we started, a lot of the people that worked on these movies had to come from Buffalo or downstate.
Mm-hmm.
But Eric and the county, they've done a great job creating the local workforce. So now a lot of that money stays home, local jobs, which is important. We're part of the STEAM school in that realm. So that part of it takes time to build out, and it just gets bigger and bigger. And now we've got, I have high school kids that reach out to me all the time. Hey, I'm interested in film and going to school for that. Can you kind of take me around? And we hand them off to Eric. So we're starting to develop our own talent. You saw Mr. Emmy there with his movie that he'll be rolling out shortly. It's great. It's local talent.
Another element of that is you got to think about the Newhouse School, right? There's TV and film embedded in there, and a lot of times, same with the Park School at Ithaca College. A lot of these people graduate and then they go to LA or New York, and I think we're going to see over the next decade a lot might stay here as this builds. So
yeah, I think you're onto something. That's something we've tried to reach out to some alum and get them interested in Syracuse. Why not Syracuse?
Yeah.
And we're going to see Bobcat Goldthwait do some things here.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So we're excited about it.
Yeah.
We are happy to promote that anytime you want.
Yes.
Especially if you could get Bobcat in here,
I,
'cause that would
I
Even
would,
tame
I would imagine I
Bobcats
could.
great.
That would be
He's a
incredible.
big champion for the area. I don't think that's a huge far-fetched request.
Oh man,
Such a police academy fanboy.
oh.
I would have to really take a few breaths before that interview.
yeah, we might have to sedate you.
I might have to not come in at all.
But it might be for the best.
Listen,
Mike's watching from home this
Bobcat
episode.
was just like, man. He was like unlike him and Kinnison in the 80s. It was just like unlike anything you'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And then Farley came along, just that high energy
Yeah.
madness. I love it.
But no, there's so many great things, and that's the thing that I'm very excited about is, between the Micron project and all these other things that are happening, it's these problems that you've mentioned we've had for years. We've got these awesome universities that train the best and the brightest, and
then they go.
dispatch them away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we got a reason for them to stay.
Absolutely.
We're building. I tell you, we're building a really good ecosystem for, especially the tourism industry here. You mentioned Micron; they're going to do gangbusters, filling up hotel rooms during the week, and there's going to be a lot of new hotel rooms coming on with that. But then the weekends, we got to fill up the weekends. So, a few miles from here, Carrier Park will be done in March. That's a $20 million project that'll have 2 super fields, tons of baseball fields. You'll be able to play soccer, lacrosse. Certainly for special needs folks, that's one of the only certified facilities in the country.
Oh, wow.
Great.
And then Hopkins Road, the county's doing the same thing. So my goal, and I kind of started all of this with a company called Salt City Sports, really pushing on the county exec and the legislators to invest in youth sports because it's recession proof, and we're going to see $20 million at Hopkins Road. We will become the youth sports capital of the Northeast with these facilities.
Wow.
In a few years from now, Hopkins Road will be done in a matter of a year from now. So we're already marketing that in other areas. So you're going to see a big lift with those competitive sports here, and it'll benefit the community during the week. So we're very, very excited what's being built here. It's world class.
When you think about the increasing population, more and more families, more kids, we need to invest in these things like this, or we're not going to have anything for them to do. Absolutely. There's going to be the school league that can take 20 kids, and that's the end of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
What do we do with the rest of them? So this is great.
It's a great economic lift. When you look at tourism, we look at 24 numbers, and it saved what tourism generated, saved the average taxpayer about $900 a year.
Wow.
So if we continue to grow that, that's great for everyone.
Yeah.
Let me ask you on that. There's been grumblings that tourism is down in the United States. I don't know about here, but as someone who works in this industry, when you hear that, or maybe you experience it, what's the move in the tourism industry to kind of combat that? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I don't mean it as a hard hitting. I'm curious as to how you combat when tourism is down.
I think it's one of those things where you can make the numbers say whatever you want.
Sure.
Is tourism down nationwide? It is. It's probably 1 or 2%, but most of it's international driven based on the status of the visas and those things.
Right.
So is it down? It is. But when we look at Syracuse, we used to be what I call a flatline market. I've been in this industry, in this market for 35 years. When the market was struggling, Syracuse never took that low dip.
Nice.
But when the markets were flourishing, Syracuse never got that high. Those days are different now. We're actually 0.1% over last year.
Wow.
So we would have liked to have seen a little bit more growth, but
Sure.
it's not killing us. The hotel occupancies are super strong. The rates are up. We haven't seen that dip yet, knock on wood. Now, I think we would see a dip in the future just based on what's going on with 81, with downtown being a little wacky at times. So I think we're going to see a little dip, but on the other side of that, we're going to come out of it very, very strong. So what do? We know that Canada right now, the reception there isn't great. So we just take the money that we would spend there in a marketing campaign, and we go into markets that are really, really doing a great job for us, like New York City, Philadelphia, Boston. So we just double down there.
That's great.
And we try to get more of those folks here. So I say if we can just hang on and stay relatively flat and weather the storm, we'll be just fine, and we've done that so far.
What a great answer.
That's great.
I've always wondered that. Yeah, I was just, how do you combat when tourism's down?
What's interesting is it reminds me of last week. We randomly discovered this content creator, this woman and her fiance from Boston.
Well, they're from the UK.
Well, they're from the UK originally, and that's, of course, they got the accent, so that picks you up. But they live in Boston primarily now in the United States, and what they do is travel to different parts of the country. They recently came to the Adirondacks, and had nothing but great things to say about upstate New York.
Gushing.
And it was just, it speaks to that. Folks, it was a day trip for them to come here and have the time of their lives that they never expected. And
I mean, you teed me up for something there, kind of indirectly, but our challenge right now is we're focused. The World Cup's coming next year.
Gotcha.
Oh,
We know, international travelers are going to spend probably 20 days here.
Wow.
We know they're going to be in New York City, New Jersey, Toronto area. What do we got to do to get them to stop over in Syracuse, even if it's for a night? So that's our focus right now.
Wow.
that's awesome.
Because you talk about a massive
Yeah.
influx of visitors. Yeah. And we know they're going to go to Niagara Falls.
Sure.
What do we got to do to get them stopped in Syracuse? So that's what my team we're focused on right now for next year.
Not to knock Niagara Falls, but I feel like we could offer them something way more interesting. I know that seems to be the natural draw, but then you get there and you're like, okay, now what?
No, I know what you mean. Like, yes, you should go see it. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world, whatever. But also, there's a lot of other cool things going on.
Yeah.
And something that I hope you can combat too is people. We talk about this all the time on the show. People in New York City or in the tri-state area, they think upstate is like an hour north, which I guess technically it is. But we need more people like the woman
Take
from
a little
Boston
longer trip.
that came down and was just like, whoa, okay, there's so much more than just trees and.
Let's go back to this
Farms.
upstate thing because you want to talk about my top pet peeve.
Let's do it.
Let's go
Probably
on
mine.
Syracuse.com and it'll say upstate man charged with X.
And it's in Westchester County.
Or, whatever serves their purpose. One day it's Utica.
Yeah.
Sure.
The next day it's Poughkeepsie.
Right.
All right. We're central New York. We're not upstate.
Yeah.
We're central.
There you go.
New York State, we're in in the tourism region, we're in the Finger Lakes.
Yes.
In what they call the Regional Economic Development Council region, we're in central New York. So the state can't even get it. So, all right, sermon's over.
Yeah, no,
Fair enough.
We did a thing on the show once where we put the map up, and I asked him to draw a line where you thought upstate started. Do you have in your mind where
An hour north of New York.
I would
Yeah,
say
see?
so too.
That's
an
what
hour,
I said.
an hour and above.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
On our video about the Wild in Chittenango, I opened up with saying, we're in upstate New York.
Yeah.
And this guy, no, you're not. You're in Western New York. And half the comments are people arguing. But the one guy who claimed we were in Western New York
Which
has
we're not.
appropriately been crucified, I feel
Yeah.
like. But yeah, no, that whole argument ensued. It's just wild. It's
Yeah. It's funny what's considered upstate. We need to listen. I feel like you, though, of all people, have the gravitas, for lack of a better term. You're able to. Your word holds more water than ours. So
I feel like
if you say an hour,
I feel like if somebody played it the right way, they could win a state level election with the right position on that particular
just
thing.
on that platform,
You get listen, I'm going to pass a bill that sets the line.
Yeah.
We're going to put up signs. It's
we're
going to be a whole
We're
thing.
gonna draw
Google
lines.
Maps is going to say welcome to upstate as soon as you drive over the line, like
Yep.
it says welcome
And
to
if you
California or
call
whatever.
Poughkeepsie upstate, you get a $50 fine. We can go
Anyway,
You're onto something there.
Danny from Visit Syracuse, buddy, we will let you get back to all of your duties of promoting our beautiful area. But before we go, where can people find more websites, socials, what's all that fun stuff?
It all starts at visitsyracuse.com. Be sure to check it out. You can certainly subscribe to our newsletters, our weekly updates on what's going on in town. Our calendar is our top searched item on there. And if you're a local business and you have an event, you can put it on our calendar. Just email me, and
that's great.
my
That's great to
assistant
know.
will show you how to put your event in there. We do have some editorial privileges.
Sure.
You'd be amazed how many, let's say, adult events think they can just put them on there. So, but if they have events and we can help promote them, our calendar is a great place to be. We get several million views of that each year. So visit Syracuse.com. My information is right on the website.
That's awesome.
Danny, you're doing amazing.
Danny,
things.
thank you so much for joining us. Mike,
Yes.
any final questions for our man before we let him out of here?
I feel
No
like.
baseball playoff question here.
Well, we could get into that.
Yeah.
Not football.
That just seems dangerous.
You think? Well, I'll ask. No, I could no, because I'll go another hour.
That's
on
a
sport.
whole other show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot a sport.
We are, by the way, launching a Good News York
Yes.
Sports show.
GNY Sports.
Hosted by my buddy here. So
Today.
down the road, Danny might be a great guest for
You know what? I was thinking that when you and I started talking about Syracuse football, would love to have you on for that.
30. You guys may not know this, but I spent 34 years in sports television.
Oh,
No,
wow.
yeah, that's right. You talked about that.
Actually, I mentor some kids from Cayuga Community College on Spectrum 1, we do a Friday night game of the week, and I'm on there as the broadcaster. So
that's
if you talk sports, bring me in.
So
I'd be happy to do it.
I think it would be. Let's rephrase that. I think I would be a great guest
Yeah, right.
on your show.
Oh, no.
We should just let him do it.
Yeah. What are we talking about here? You host,
No,
and I'll
that's
just
great.
I'll just sit here.
I'll say, as much as I'm not a sports guy, the sports content is some of our most popular stuff on all the channels. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to
It's also
embrace that.
It also brings the most trolls. People.
Oh, my.
If you say one thing wrong about the team that they root, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they go straight for the insults too, like the personal insults. But I can take it.
Hey,
It's
that's
all part of
good.
the game.
all right, guys. I'm Matt. That's Mike. He's Danny. It's the other Danny behind the board, looking extra fly. You don't have a camera on him,
Dude,
but he's
Danny is the
spiffed
big
up
Dan
today.
Bowski today. He looks
He is,
phenomenal from head to toe.
He's ready to.
Tomorrow's our 100th
I don't know what.
episode, brother.
Oh,
So tomorrow's the big day. Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go. Get adsonthego.com. The big 100 tomorrow.
big thank you to our boy Zach at Ads on the Go for sponsor. He's been with us for at least 50 episodes or something at
I
this
would
point.
say so. Yeah.
At least half the ride so far. So love him.
Literally the ride.
Yeah,
He
literally.
rides around.
He does listen to us in the truck as he's advertising
Yeah.
local businesses. So, or at
Another
least he
great-
says he does. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, you know what? He he might never have shown
We should
it.
tell a bad joke about it and just see if he. Hey man, why'd you just
All right,
attest
all right,
it?
hold on.
No, we won't.
Zach, your truck smells bad. All right, let's see if he.
Let's see if he
texts.
tells us.
Yeah,
Okay.
then we'll know if he's really
Fair
listening.
enough. We just
Smelly truck.
lost our only.
We just lost our only sponsor. What did I
Yeah.
just do?
Anyway,
Oh, man.
we better go.
Yeah.
Peace out.